Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So something I've talked about numerous times on this channel is how you should not do piercings at home or at Claire's, but specifically in this case at home. But you know what else is kind of popular to do at home? Tattoos. And that's something that I haven't really thought about before. You shouldn't do piercings at home, so should you do your own home tattoos? These are referred to as stick and poke tattoos. If you don't know what that is, I am about to tell you. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I actually had someone ask me if I would do a stick and poke tattoo on myself or even on a friend, and I'm sitting there going like, you know, I haven't actually thought about it before. I know what stick and poke tattoos are, I know people with them, but I've never given much thought into whether or not I would do one or give myself one, give someone else one. I've been very vocal about not doing piercings at home, but not so much about tattoos at home. So today's video, we are gonna be discussing stick and poke tattoos, what they are, why people do them, what I do one, things of that nature. So, what is a stick and poke tattoo? Essentially, it's kind of like a DIY tattoo. You do it yourself or you get a friend to do it. It kind of cuts down on going to a professional, going to a tattoo shop. It's very inexpensive compared to a regular tattoo when you go see a professional. And so that's kind of where its popularity has come from, is that it's quick, it's easy, and it's pretty cheap. Notice I didn't say that it wasn't painful. Stick and poke tattoos, because either you yourself are doing them or someone close to you is doing them, they kind of add an extra layer of special meaning to them. So if you yourself are doing them, you know, you spend time doing this artwork on yourself, or you've got a close friend that's doing it on you, it adds that extra layer of extra special meaning to it. Also adds to the popularity of it. Not all tattoos need to have meaning. I don't know if any of you all out there get the question constantly of, what does this tattoo mean?
What does that tattoo mean?
Sometimes we just like the tattoo. In this case with stick and poke tattoos, when you know the person doing it, it adds a little extra layer of meaning. Whether or not the design itself has any meaning, but the tattoo has meaning. These types of tattoos are also popular because they provide a specific kind of aesthetic, which I get. If you've ever seen stick and poke tattoos, you know, they're not the most detailed or extravagant tattoos, but I can see where the appeal is. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but it does add a little bit of an aesthetic for people, and that's what they're looking for. Maybe they're not looking for detailed or bright and bold tattoos like I have or like others have. Maybe they're just looking for that little dainty, simplistic tattoo. Stick and poke tattoos are typically small, dainty-ish. Not always, but typically. Each stick and poke tattoo will also look different, because no matter if you and your friend both pick like a crescent moon tattoo to stick and poke, they'll end up looking differently just because of the method of producing the tattoo. None are gonna look the same, because we'll get into how you actually do a stick and poke tattoo in a second, but it's very different than going to a professional studio and having a tattoo machine actually do a tattoo for you. So it kind of adds that little extra layer of uniqueness for stick and poke tattoos, is that no matter the design, they're all gonna look a little different. So, what is involved with a stick and poke tattoo? A stick and poke tattoo consists of using a sharp object with ink. Now, stick and poke tattoos can be done without using a tattoo needle, like an actual tattoo needle, or tattoo ink. Should stick and poke tattoos be done without either? Probably not, but that doesn't mean that they can't be done. As long as you have a sharp object of some kind and have ink of some kind, you can do a stick and poke tattoo. This is not me saying go out and do that. If you're gonna do one, do it the right way. Please do not go break a pen and use that ink, or go raid your mother's sewing kit for a needle. Stick and poke tattoos are known for being relatively quick-ish, but they can also be a little bit more painful than, say, a regular tattoo with a tattoo machine. Some with stick and poke tattoos have said that their stick and poke tattoo, I really need to shorten that somehow, because that's a lot. Those tattoos actually are more painful than tattoos that were done with a machine. People have also noticed that there is more swelling that comes along with a stick and poke tattoo as opposed to a regular tattoo done with a machine. That's not always the case. That's just what people have mentioned before, is that they notice that it's a little bit more painful and that they notice a little bit more swelling. Again, not always the case. Just like any kind of body modification, your body's gonna react a little bit differently from one another. If you are going to do a stick and poke tattoo, sterilization is the name of the game. Sterilize, 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 sterilize your equipment. You don't want an infection if you're gonna do this, which is why prepackaged needles like tattoo needles are your best way to go about this. Same with ink. You know, tattoo ink is okay to go into the skin. Pen ink, stamp ink, probably not so much. You know, on the surface it may be fine, but when you're doing a tattoo, you have to go through layers of skin to make sure that it sticks. Use the correct tools, guys. Sterilization. And just because Parent Trap shows, what do they do with the needle? They take like a lighter to it, that sterilizes it? No, you need to do more than that. So with a stick and poke tattoo, one reason why it can be considered more painful than a regular tattoo is because you actually have to go over the design multiple times for it to actually stick, no pun intended. So with a stick and poke tattoo, you have your design. This is typically done freehand because you don't really want to just use regular old ink on your skin and then start poking. Kind of the same with doing piercings. You don't want to just take a regular old ink pen or Sharpie or whatever, put it on the site and then start poking into it, because then that pushes that ink in and that's just nasty. You don't want that. Basically what a stick and poke tattoo is a ton of little dots all grouped together that forms a shape. So you're sitting there with your needle and your ink and you're just constantly poking. Poke, 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 poke. Just like the name of the tattoo says, it's a stick and poke. Repeatedly, over and over again. That sounds painful to me, especially to just go over the same spot over and over again. Whereas with a tattoo machine, you know, like with a regular tattoo, just one go and that's typically all you need. So that's one reason why stick and poke tattoos are known for being a little bit more painful, is because you just have to go over that same spot numerous times for it to actually show up. So say you have a stick and poke tattoo, say that it's all hunky-dory. Aftercare is pretty much the same as with a regular tattoo. You wanna make sure that it stays clean, so wash it, moisturize it. These tattoos usually aren't very big, so you don't need a whole lot, but you wanna care for it just like you would with a regular tattoo. However, healing time has been known to not take nearly as long as with a regular tattoo, and you don't notice the peeling like you do with a regular tattoo, so at least there's that consolation. Stick and poke tattoos do typically fade much quicker than regular tattoos. Some even call stick and poke tattoos like semi-permanent, because they don't always stick around. I wouldn't go that far, because I feel like once you put that ink in there, there will be some resemblance of it, whether it's super faded, but I feel like it will always be there if done correctly. So I wouldn't go with the whole semi-permanent route, but they do fade really fast, especially depending on the place you put the tattoo. Much like with a regular tattoo, ones that are more exposed to the elements or get used in everyday life, like on your hands, those typically fade much faster. Because these types of tattoos do fade quickly, it kind of offers a chance to test drive a tattoo design. Again, typically smaller and more dainty and less detailed designs, but a design nonetheless, because it does fade, and if you don't like it, you might be able to fix it in the future. It'll still be there, it'll still be discernible, but it'll just be faded. So the main reason why people seem to get these done are for two reasons. One, money. They're much cheaper than going to a tattoo shop and getting a professional one done. I wonder why. You get what you pay for. And number two, there is an aesthetic about it. I've already mentioned this, but a lot of people like that smaller, less detailed look. You know, I can't fault them for that. I understand it completely, but those seem to be the two main reasons why people do stick and poke tattoos. And I mean, I'm sure there are more reasons, and if you've got a stick and poke tattoo, let us know your reasoning. I mean, maybe you were bored, maybe you like the design, maybe your parents said no. Honestly, from some of the stick and poke tattoos I've seen before, they can turn out looking really cute. I mean, no lie, they really adorable. And I get the whole cheap thing. If you want a specific design and you go to a tattoo shop, usually their minimum is $50. If you can do it yourself, or if you can get someone you trust to do it and you can do it correctly, I kind of understand. These really just seem like harmless fun if done correctly. You know, if you get a cute design, you and your friends want to do something. Am I saying go for it? Not gonna jump on that one right there because I am very adamant about not doing at-home piercings. But you know, if you've got the means and you trust that it'll be fine and you do all the steps you need to do, you do you. Now, to answer the question that prompted this video, would I ever do one either on myself or on a friend? Honestly, I'd consider it. Much faster than an at-home piercing. I know I could do it. If I did do it, I would do it by proper means, by purchasing prepackaged needles, using the correct kind of ink, finding a design that I knew I could do. I'd consider it. I'd even do it for a friend if they truly wanted me to and they trusted me with that. But I wouldn't go about the way of doing it incorrectly. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. As long as you're smart about the process and all that encompasses doing it correctly, go for it if you want. That is not me saying do it. That's just me saying you do you. If you yourself have a stick and poke tattoo, leave them in the comments below, like what you have, who did it, like did you yourself do it, did your friends do it, where was it done, what was your mindset for doing it, do you have any other tattoos that were done professionally, or do you only have stick and poke tattoos? There are actually artists, professional artists, who specialize in stick and poke tattoos, which I think is pretty dang cool. But yeah, let us know like what your designs are in the comments below. Ever since I started researching stick and poke tattoos, I kind of like the lightning bolt design on like an inner finger or something. I'm not gonna lie. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big ol' thumbs up. Go on down there and hit that subscribe button wherever it may be, because I don't know, even though I do. This is just my shtick now. Also hit that notification bell in case you want to know when I upload, and in case YouTube wants to let you know when I upload, because I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.